What's up YouTube? I'm here to do my prediction video for UFC Fight Night Cowboy versus Cowboy. Let's start at the bottom. The first night is Anthony Hamilton versus Shamal Amagov. Anthony Hamilton I think is the better wrestler, but I think Shamal is just more well-rounded in general. I think as long as Shamal worked on his takedown defense, then he should be alright. So I'm going to pick Shamal by TKO. And before we go on, I just want to say the only reason I'm putting up this card so late is because I thought there was only going to be 10 fights on this card at one point in time. There were so many injuries that this fight was supposed to have 14 fights, and now there's 13. And at one point it was 10 until like 2 days ago. Or not even 2 days, like a couple hours ago in all honesty. So that's the only reason why this card's coming out so late. Anyway, next fight is Lauren Murphy versus Kelly Fastholtz. And I feel like they're kind of feeding Lauren Murphy a win here. I feel like her first two fights in the UFC, especially her second fight, I think she clearly won the second fight, and the first fight could have went either way. So, she's 0-2 in the UFC, but I think, that could have went, especially the second fight, she clearly won. So I feel like they're trying to give her a win because she clearly deserves an easy win at this point. Next is Marion Renault versus Ashley Smith. And Marion Renault, to me, she looks like a solid prospect. Ashley Smith is just kind of eh. I think Renault will be able to get this done. I think she's got the better striking and the better jiu-jitsu. Next is John Webb versus Nathan Coy. And to me, Nathan Coy, I think, is kind of towards the end of his career. Jonathan Webb looked really good in his last fight. I think he's got really great striking, phenomenal jiu-jitsu. I think he'll just be able to pick Nathan Coy apart on the feet. And if Coy takes him down, I think Webb will be able to get a submission. Next is Anthony Smith versus Leandro Augusto. And I'll pick Anthony Smith. I think he's a solid veteran. I think that overall, these guys are probably pretty even at everything. I just think his experience is what's going to get it done. He's taking this fight in super short notice, but I still think he's going to be able to pull this one out. Next is Alex Garcia next is Daniel Sarafian versus Uluwag Buzumov. And Uluwag isn't that great. He's this guy. He's a decent striker, but he has no grappling. Uriah Hall was able to take this guy down and knock him out with ground and pound. So, if Uriah Hall was able to do that, Daniel Sarafian, in my opinion, is a much better wrestler than Hall. I think he'll be able to do the exact same thing, just take this guy down and win by ground and pound, first round TKO. Now it's Alex Garcia versus Shane Strickland, and this fight's going to depend entirely on Alex Garcia's cardio. If he's improved on his cardio, he should be able to get this fight pretty easy. I think he'll be able to hit takedowns on Shane Strickland wherever he wants. I think he's definitely the better striker. The only difference is this is definitely a match where a guy with great cardio and Shane Strickland's going up against a guy with not so good cardio in Alex Garcia. I'm still going to pick Alex Garcia. I just feel like he's the better fighter overall. It's just whether his conditioning's up to par or not, you know what I mean? But still, I'm going to say Garcia wins by decision. Next is James Krause versus Shane Chamberlain, and this is another one of those things where James Krause, in my opinion, should be able to win this fight pretty easy. You look at his last fight against Darren Cruikshank, and he got that takedown super quick and won by rear naked choke. But then you look at the fight before that against that Brazilian dude, and he was just kickboxing with him, and his takedowns were shit. So if he tries to kickbox with Shane and his takedowns aren't on point, then he's going to get lit up. That's just what this comes down to. Shane Chamberlain, his takedown defense has been looking better recently, and I just feel like, James Krause is too inconsistent for me to have faith in picking him. And that's just what this is coming down to for me. I think Shane Chamberlain is going to be able to stuff takedowns and win by late TKO or decision. Next is Chris Camozzi versus Joe Riggs. And to me, Joe Riggs and Chris Camozzi, they're like the exact same fighters, just one guy's much later in his career than the other. I feel like Chris Camozzi, he's not even 30 yet. I know that Joe Riggs isn't in his 40s, but that dude looks like he's almost 50. You know what I mean? I just feel like, Joe Riggs' time has come and gone, and Chris Camozzi is still somewhat relevant. So I feel like, the first round, maybe the first 2 rounds will be pretty close, but then come late second, early third, Camozzi is just going to start taking over and probably win by TKO. Next is Dennis Bermudez versus Tatsuya Kawajiri, and I don't know why, but I just feel like Tatsuya Kawajiri is going to pull off the upset in this fight. I feel like Dennis Bermudez has great offense, but his defense is kind of shit when it comes to striking and submissions. I feel like he leaves himself really far out there for a lot of things, and Tatsuya Kawajiri is super active and offensive, and I just feel like, you know, Dennis Bermude's lack of defense is going to be his undoing in this fight. You know, could he take him down and beat him up? Yeah, I mean, Dennis Bermude, there's a good chance that's going to happen. I just don't know why, but I feel like Bermude just has so many holes in this game. I feel like Kawajiri is the type of guy that can catch someone with that who makes that many mistakes. So I pick Kawajiri by late submission. Next is Cody Garbrandt versus Augusto Mendez, and Augusto Mendez is taking this fight on like 1 day's notice. You know what I mean? Or a couple days. He just took it the other day. Cody Garbrandt, you know, he's too good to be fighting guys like this. He was supposed to fight John Lineker, and that would have been a great fight, but, you know, this is just a throwaway fight. I mean, Cody Garbrandt's not going to get taken down by this jiu-jitsu guy, and he's going to eventually knock him out. So, you know, I'm just saying, Cody Garbrandt, first-round knockout. Just another win for him. Hopefully, now, after this win, he'll get a top 15 guy. And it's not like they weren't giving him one. It's just that, you know, John Lineker got hurt, or he got sick. He got like dengue fever or something like that. Next is Derek Brunson versus Rowan Carneiro, and I don't know why, but I just feel like Derek Brunson to me is not very consistent. I feel like, I don't know what it is about this dude. He just does not seem like a top 15 guy to me. I know he's on a decent run, but I just feel like sooner or later he's going to run into somebody and he's going to, you know, that's going to get broken. And I think Rowan Carneiro could do that. I'm not 100%, but like I said, to me, Derek Brunson just doesn't seem like a great fighter. He's kind of like Jared Rosholt, you know, at heavyweight, where it's like he's this phenomenal wrestler who's starting to work on his striking a little bit, but I just don't see him being a huge threat at this weight class. So this fight is just so tough because, I don't know, I feel like Derek Brunson could easily knock this guy out or win by decision, but I feel like vice versa. Carneiro could honestly probably knock this guy out because Brunson's chin's not that great, or catch him in a submission. I'm going to pick Carneiro. I won't be surprised if Brunson wins, but to me this is just so up in the air. I don't think either of these guys are that great, in my honest opinion. But I'm going to pick Carneiro, say he wins by like guillotine or something like that. Next is Cowboy versus Cowboy. And, you know, Cerrone versus Alex. So I feel like even though it's cool that these guys both have the same nickname, Cowboy, it's obvious that Cerrone's going to win this fight. I mean, Cerrone only loses to like the top 2 or 3 guys. He doesn't lose to these mid-tier dudes, top 15 dudes. I think Cerrone will probably win by submission. I think, you know, like Gilbert Burns did, I think the striking will be pretty even, but when it gets to the ground, Cerrone will just be able to take this guy down, get a submission, and that'll be that. And sorry if this video seems kind of lackadaisical. I'm really not feeling good. Anyway, guys, thanks for putting up with me. I'm feeling like shit. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.